join in the celebration of health and wellness and the sport and the lifestyle that we all love and enjoy. And there is not one person in this city more responsible for the growth of running and the success of our marathon over the past 9 years than Miss Cheryl Scully. Please put your hands together and welcome our San Antonio City Manager.
50,000 runners have towed the starting line behind some of the world's best professional athletes. They've high-fived guitarists and lead singers along the course and ultimately crossed the finish line to the cheers and tears of a number of family members and friends who have helped them along the way. You know, it's one thing to run the race, it's the training, right? It's the training to get there to a marathon or even a half marathon. The impressive number of 250,000 runners is only made possible by all the groups and the organizations like San Antonio Sports and Visit San Antonio, led by Cassandra Matei, that works so hard to showcase our city. And we look forward to welcoming thousands of runners around the world to San Antonio again this December for the 10th running of San Antonio Rock and Roll. I couldn't be more delighted to be here today on the Global Running Day with one of our truly iconic and inspiring runners who you will soon meet. Katherine Switzer inspired millions of women across the globe by becoming the first woman to complete the Boston Marathon 50 years ago.
Running pioneer, founder of the 261 Fearless Foundation, Mrs. Katherine Switzer.
Boy, oh boy, it's a great thing when you get a standing ovation before you speak, I'll tell you. Look, I'm going to address this video in just a minute, but first I want to address Cheryl and the city of San Antonio. This morning on Global Running Day, I fulfilled a lifetime dream, which is to get up just at daybreak and run the Riverwalk. And I want to tell you, it is a treasure. And it's a treasure not only in the United States, but a treasure in the whole world. And I just really want to salute you, Cheryl, for everything you do for this city. And I want to salute San Antonio for having things like the Riverwalk. But the Riverwalk is a fabulous example of what can be done with the city and embrace health, fitness, running activities, socialization, all kinds of wonderful things. So I salute you. Thanks so much. Thanks. All right, let's address this video really quickly because we have other wonderful speakers. First of all, who would ever have imagined that 50 years ago and what has happened in the last 50 years? Two amazing things. One, we have created a social revolution with women's running. It's not just about running, it's about changing women's lives. You know, all of you who run, all of you women in particular, are not out there to be Olympic athletes. You're out there because running makes you feel good. It changes your life, it empowers you, and changes every aspect of everything you do. You realize you can go through life having a victory under your belt now that nobody can take away from you. And that's what running is all about. And that's what this video now is showing us, that we have now in the wonderful rock and roll races, 60% of the field are women, 60%, and 58% of all of the runners in the United States are women. And then same in Canada, France, even Japan is going global. So what we've done here is create a social revolution of empowerment, and also we have to embrace the men in our lives who have helped make this happen, who have ever since 1967, despite an angry official, been totally supportive of women's running. So thank you guys, it's been phenomenal to move forward with this. That my foundation, 261 Fearless, named after, wait for it, my old bib number, right? That the official tried to pull off of me in the race. The number has come to mean fearless in the face of adversity, and we have created a nonprofit that goes around the world, direct touches women, one step at a time, with clubs, events, and a huge communications platform to empower them the same way you have been empowered. It is a mighty task. Most of the women in the world still live in a fearful situation, most. And if we can reach them through running and do how running has changed your life to them, we can really continue to change the world. So thank you. I'm delighted that 261 Fearless is an official charity of rock and roll and Humana. So thank you guys. Obesity, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, all the cancers, it's phenomenal. And I love partnering with Humana because together we can reach people to talk about this healthy message through something we love doing, which is out there running in rock and roll and in other events. It's really, really phenomenal. So an amazing thing happened 7 weeks ago. I towed the line, put on my shoes, and ran the Boston Marathon again, 50 years later. Yeah, it was phenomenal, and it really was. You know, first of all, you got to understand, I've never been 70 before, and I don't think I'm 70. So, what is really great though is if you stay in condition your whole life, and I don't mean like marathon running. I mean just stay fit, just get active. You can actually age wonderfully and happily and optimistically all your life. And so towing the starting line there at Boston, for me, was not unusual. I was really grateful. And I was the first woman to do that, to run 50 years after she ran her first marathon, which is not testimony to my greatness. It's only the fact that so few women ran 50 years ago, okay? Millions of women, not millions, but lots of women, 70, 80, and even Harriet Thompson runs at 94. So this is not unusual, but the point is this. We are on the cusp of a new frontier. And that new frontier, just as surely as women were a frontier, is aging. That we, just imagine this. I mean, as an older person, I am seeing now that people regard active seniors the same way they regarded active women 50 years ago. You should be careful. You might fall down. Don't go hard, you'll get a heart attack. Don't push yourself, you know, etc., etc. Why not? Be active, be out there, do things. The more you do, the more you can do. This is next frontier. Together as runners, we are going to go forward and make this happen together with Humana, who believes that active aging is the way to wait. And I'm going to be with you, cheering you, and running with some of you in December. So thank you so much for having me. Cheryl, thank you for all you're doing for this great city. And look forward to seeing you guys on the roads. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a true living legend, a pioneer 50 years ago, the first ever registered woman to run the Boston Marathon. One more time for Mrs. Katherine Switzer.